Namaskar and welcome to our weekly Viveka Cudamani class. This is one of the discourse we look forward actually. This is one of the class we always look forward because this scripture is completely different the way how we read in the other religious text. It's very beautiful and also is a modern scriptures because Vedas, Upanishad, Bhagavad Gita was written long before. But Viveka Cudamani was given completely recent time with Adi Shankaracharya. And we are going through last few classes actually, beautiful subject to discuss in Viveka Cudamani. But before I take you to the main text, let me finish our Guru Pranam. Narayanam namaskritya naranchaiva narottamam devim saraswatim chaiva tato jayo mudirayet vyasayo vishnurupayo vyasorupayo Sri Vishnave Namo vai brahmo vidhaye vasishthayo namo namaha Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashyo Krito Vande Bhagavanto Punaha Punaha Sada Shiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmatacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Vande Guru Paramparam Om Akhanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Om Namo Sri Bhagavate Pranavaya Namo Namaha Om Sri Gurudev Om Sri Gurudev Om Sri Gurudev. Okay, so our subject was mainly that Adi Shankaracharya he mentioned after all that when a student is ready he must proceed and go to a experience or enlightened soul, to a guru. In fact, that we have been discussing, if you remember, the last couple of weeks actually. But today we'll be going through some of the beautiful verses that, as you see, that you will love it to listen. A little difficult also, but let me see what is coming to this first sloka. So today we'll be starting the verse number 37 of Viveka Cudamani. Verse number 37 of Viveka Cudamani. This one you could join with me, it's easy to recite, but the next one will be very difficult. Let's see. Shanta Mahanto, please recite.
Shanta Mahanto
Nivashanti Shanto
Nivashanti Santo
Vasanta Lokohitam Charantaha
Vasanta Lokohitam
Tirnaha Swayam
Tirnaha Swayam
Bhimo Bhavarnavam
Bhima Bhavarnava
Janan Ahetun Anyanapi
Ahetun Anyanapi
Tarayantaha
Tarayam
Shanta Mahanta Nivashanti Shanta
Shanta Mahanto Nivashanti Santo
Vasanta Lokohitam Charantaha
Vasanta Valokahitam Charanta
Tirnaha Swayam Bhimo Bhavarnavam Janan
Tirnaha Swayam Bhima Bhavarnava
Arnavam Janan Ahetu Nanyanapi Tarayantaha
Nahetun Nanyanapi
Tarayantaha Very beautiful sloka actually. You see that it has poetic kind of, look like you were reading a poetry. Shanta Mahanta Nivashanti Shanta Vasantavat Lokohitam Charantaha Tirinaha Swayam Bhimo Bhavaranavam Janan Ahetunan Anyan Api Tarayantaha. Beautiful wording also. It looked like Adi Shankaracharya, he was a poet also. The way he selected word and all those. So what it says, there are good souls, calm and magnanimous, who do good to others as does the spring, and who, having themselves crossed this dreadful ocean of cycle of birth and death, help others also to cross the same without any motive whatsoever. It's very clean. Let me read again. There are good souls, calm and magnanimous, who do good to others as does the spring, and who, having themselves crossed this dreadful ocean of the cycle of birth and death, help others also to cross the same without any motive whatsoever. So first thing coming, before I go to the beginning of this today's verse, the first question coming, you see here that the meaning coming that cycle of birth and death. That means that Adi Shankaracharya, since he actually, when he came, Buddhism was spreading all corners of India. And then Buddhist missionaries was going all around the country, neighboring countries like Nepal, Bhutan, and then China, Indonesia, Japan, Korea, and some other countries around, Myanmar. So spread, so imagine those days, there was no flight like how we fly now, like missionaries traveling to one country to other by flying. But those time, even the way we saw at the time of European invention around the world, that's the word I'm using, European invention around the world, because it's the Europe like England, France, Portugal, Holland, and France. These are the countries was invading countries around the world. Like for example, Brazil was invaded by Portugal. Imagine Portugal is a small country and Brazil is so big. Portugal was, and then like Argentina, Mexico, then and the other countries around, they were invaded by Spain because they speak Spanish. Then English people invaded Africa and many countries, Asia, and half of the world. That's how they say. And then France also, French colony, like French Guyana. I think some of the part of India also France was, captured. The Goa was, I think that was Portuguese, Goa. And then Pondicherry, and that was also, this different. So it was a time for European countries to invade the world. We don't see the American those days, the way we see today. So, and the European people actually travel by ship. So they were so advanced making the ship, and they could travel, cross the dangerous Atlantic Ocean, Pacific Ocean. They travel around the world. So we are talking Buddhism before this European invention. We are talking. So that means when Buddhist missionaries traveling to Indonesia, Korea, Japan, Thailand, that means they travel by, boats and ships because they have the ocean there. And so that means that those days India also was advanced in building ships. Because we are talking before European invention around the world. And so because Buddhist missionaries were sent in all these countries, so that means they were advances making boats or water, the what you call vehicles to could travel by, basically ships. Because I see when I traveled Malaysia, I was visiting Sri Lanka, and then Malaysia, then Singapore, and then Indonesia. I see lots of Tamil people live there. Tamil Nadu, the Chennai is the capital, and lots of Tamil people, they are from long time they have been living there. That means Tamil kings also invaded some of this country. Because if you travel all those countries, then you'll be surprised to see in Singapore, in Malaysia, the Murugan Swami, the Lord Kartikeya. I mean, is one of the biggest temple of Murugan Swami, or Lord Kartikeya, I saw in Malaysia. Malaysia is a Muslim country now. Indonesia was a Hindu country. Because if you go now, if you see that roadside murti maker, Indian, gods and goddesses, murti maker, they making murti and selling. Look little different from the way Indian artists make, but they all selling, So it was a Hindu country, and Bali is part of Indonesia, is almost 98% is Hindu, and Sumatra, Borneo, Java, all these are the places, lot of Hindu people live still today. But now Indonesia become one of the largest Islamic country, Indonesia. Imagine, it was Hindu country, then it become Buddhist, because one of the 7 worlder, that what you call the Buddhist, I went on the top. Huh?
The stupas?
Stupas, I think
Buddhist
stupas,
statues.
yeah.
Okay, the stupas.
Big,
Temples.
very big, yeah. Very big. It's one of the 7 wonder. So I went, you could imagine the influence of Buddhism in Indonesia. So big. And then in Java, if you go there, you'll see that, the Hindu Trinity we talk, that is Lord Brahma as creator, Lord Vishnu as protector, and Lord Rudra or Shiva as take it back whatever is being created. Big mandir. Difficult to go, but I don't know how they build so big temple. Lord Brahma mandir, Lord Shiva mandir, Lord Vishnu mandir. So that means when Indonesia was, the Hindus was there, they practicing Hinduism, Indonesia was practicing Hinduism, so they build all this temple. And then Buddhism came, they built lots of stupas and, culture, all these things. But after that, Islam, they invaded the country, and at present day, in 2025, Indonesia is the largest Muslim country in the world. It's changing. But why I'm bringing this history? Because Buddhist missionaries was traveling those days. And the kings of Tamil Nadu, I think that time there was different name. Because if you go southern part of India, the palaces are so big. Those are powerful kings, And they used to send their people to invade, I don't know, And if you go to like Cambodia or somewhere, the largest Hindu temple, I think Cambodia. Recently one gentleman, when I did not go to that country yet. So, but after Hinduism, then Buddhism spread, and then now people practicing Buddhism, but still, if you go Bali, you will see the ocean side, every day evening time, they play Ramayana, 1.5 hour play. And you will see Lord Rama marrying Devi Sita, and then Hanuman, Ravana abducting Sita, all those beautiful dance and drama together, just beside the ocean, and I participated that. And recently Ramayana is being translated in Arabian language in Arab countries, because they see the unity, family unity in Ramayana, and probably that is why. And the story is also very attractive, Children are very attractive to Hanuman's heroism, all these things. So I'm bringing this topic here now because I see that time Buddhism was spreading fast in around Indian every corner. Shankaracharya came, extremely brilliant saint, young. So he actually brought back the dignity, respect, beauty, and established Hinduism, again with his full power around India. And that time Buddhism actually went down to India. He was extremely brilliant, and he was extremely walking, traveling all corner of India, preaching, and he was so intelligent, nobody could defeat him in argument. So that face-to-face dialogue going on, argument going on, nobody could defeat him. And that's how he, spread Hinduism again all around India, brought its own beauty. The text was there, Vedas was there, all the scriptures were there, Ramayana was there, but because of the influence of Buddhism, and so ultimately Hindus accepted Lord Buddha as an incarnation of Lord Sri Vishnu, like Lord Rama Rishi. So here Shankaracharya says in this particular verse, Shanta Mahanto Nivashanti Shanta. Shanta, calm. Mahanto, the magnanimous people, Nivashanti Shanta, there are good souls, calm and magnanimous, who do good to others as does the spring. How the spring season, people love. Like after this winter now coming, we don't like, because all day we are inside the house. We feel caged, like can't go outside, it's cold. And you get sick. And those who are working in the office, they are caged inside the office room. And those who are living in the ashram, people like that, we are caged in the temple. Luckily we have little big temple, so we could walk inside the temple. And so when spring come, early April, and new leaves coming, new flowers coming, and new plant coming out from the soil, people enjoy seeing those, early April, spring. And so people love. Similarly, the Shanta means saints, magnanimous people, soul, good soul. We call them Sadhu. Shanta Mahanto Nivashanti Shanta Vasantava Lokahitam Charantaha. These magnanimous people, this soul, these great souls, Vasantavat Charantaha, Lokohitam Charanta, they keep traveling in bringing peace and goodness to the people. That is one of the beauty of the great souls. They don't sit down at one place. They keep traveling, even though they suffer, but they keep traveling. Like for example, when I go, I used to go to Venezuela almost every year. I remember there was a military coup in Guyana, British Guyana, and I think President Barnum came, as people say. I mean, he has his own philosophy that all men, women have to go to army first 2 years, like how Israel, men, women have to serve the army, I think 2 or 5 years, 2 years or 5 years. Adult, like 18, the girls and boys both have to go to army in Israel. They have. Similarly, in Guyana, he was introducing all these things. So Indian parent was worried to send their children, and now the Israel, different one environment, and Guyana other environment. So Indian parent was little worried for their girl child. So they did not, like the idea to send their girls children to the army. That's number one. And there were some other things, he has his own philosophy. So a lot of Indian people began to migrate to the neighboring countries like Suriname. It was a Dutch rule country. And some of them went to Brazil illegally. Brazil government did not say anything. These are bordering country actually to Ghana, and many of them went to the Venezuela. Also, Venezuela government did not give them no paper, no legal paper. They just lived their generation. So when I went first time to Venezuela, I traveled from here to Caracas, I think, capital, and from there I traveled another 1.5 hours. And so I see the Guyanese people, Indo-Guyanese people, a lot of them are living there. And they're struggling, they do farming, they do gardening, they do fishing, they do tailoring, those kind of thing. And some of them went to the wild field to work and they did very good. Some of them I made very rich also. It's a Indo-Guyanese community, and then Indian people came directly from India also, they are there. So now those people, say Guyanese people who traveled from Guyana to Venezuela, most of them never went to India. Now you could imagine, I, a Hindu sannyasi, coming from India, visiting them, how they feel. When I go there, they put me chair outside, they wash my feet, they do arti, they fall at my feet, then they take inside. They feel like Bhagavan came to their home. Somebody from the heart of India, they practice Hinduism, they throw water to Shiva Lingam, but they don't know which corner is India. They never went. Children born in Venezuela, they speak Spanish. And one gentleman took me to the village and showing me that I was okay. He collected some marble, and they said this is a Shiva Lingam. So the whole purpose, because I traveling morning time, I used to go people home, and afternoon time I was reading at a place for 7 days, lecturing. So the morning time when I go people home, they will remember always that one saint came to who came they forgot. But at least one monk came to their home. Nobody goes, no Hindu missionary, no Hindu priest go there. They do how little bit they could do. Just imagine the way I'm looking at the Brian, because this time, last year, not this year, last year I went to India, right? During the period of Durga Puja. So I went to Pushkar. Now, midnight, I'm traveling. I see the white people crossing the road with family, say around 2 p.m., So I'm wondering, it's a dark area. It's not so safe, like it. I see that white people are wearing the European dress and crossing the road, so I'm wondering who they are. So next morning when I see, when the Pushkar is a lake, people worship there, and it is a pilgrim center for Hindus. I see lots of, the white peoples. I see they're walking on the street, they're going like how we go to the bazaar with a bag, they go there. And some of them living there, and some people say there is a Jewish temple here, and also they're planning to open a school there, Jewish school. So I say, what they do here, because I had no idea that time. So some of them say that they come here for yoga. Actually, it is later on I realize that because of the India-Israel friendship, and because of the battle going on with the Israel and what the other countries, that neighboring Lebanon, and with the Hamas people, right? So, and then some parents, they don't want their daughter to go to army, son to daughter. So it's like an political asylum. because of the problem in Israel, they went to India. Because of the friendship with India and Israel, they feel safe, and they say that, Swami, this is a very safe country for our children. Mother is mother. Mother is mother. They look for their children's safety. You could imagine. And government of India with open heart, and there is a very good friendship with Israel and India. And so these people living there almost permanently.
I think there is a whole town full of Jewish families which migrated during World War II time.
Oh, those are, but now even
Now there is a new asylum.
because of the this battle is still did not stop yet. Still we praying that it stops.
So what happened was when the 7th October attack happened,
Yes,
a lot of Jewish family members, they left their house as it is
and left the
without
country.
locking. They went to help the fellow Israelis
I see. Oh, from India.
from India.
I see.
Now the local Indian communities are protecting the whole town
I
and
see.
not letting anybody capture the, in India,
Yeah.
anti-property, it's a
Yeah, no,
open invitation.
India always has a good friendship with Israel and the Jewish people. History say that from the world war. But I'm talking the recent time what's happening. First, I didn't understand. I thought, because if you go to Rishikesh, the Brian also saw lots of European people walking, full. They go for a yoga course. Rishikesh, I'm talking.
any pilgrims, right?
But in Pushkar, they don't go for a yoga certificate. In Pushkar, actually, the Israeli people is basically political asylum. You could say the word, and a lot of them, if you go there, you'll be, and they, people, Indian people also, they like, because their business going up, and city environment, the environment also changing, and they feel very freedom also. They're just walking, going to bazaar, buy like how we buy. So coming back to the scripture, so that is why this soul, great soul, they travel. By seeing them, like first time I went to South Africa, I visited so many homes, because I didn't know that so many Indian people is South African Indian people. They migrated at the time of British, because it has history too. Africa, South Africa is a rich country. It has the largest, not the Johannesburg mines, what you call it? Diamond mines. Largest. And if you go there, they dig and dig and dig, it went down, still digging. And then Indian people, migrated for sugar plantation. And generation after generation, this is the 4th or 5th generation now living Indian people. They build temple and kind of thing. Many of them, they go to India, many of them could not go to India at all. So that is why Shanta Mahanta Nivashanti Shanta, these are good soul, calm and magnanimous, who do good to others. Vasantavat lokohitam charantaha. They keep traveling, bringing good to others. Tirna Swayam, having themselves crossed or having themselves liberated from the cycle of birth and death. Now that is the argument I was bringing, that it is Hinduism who strongly preaching the rebirth philosophy. Strongly, because if any book you open, there is stories there, there is argument there. Even the main scripture for Hindus in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna openly preaching that philosophy of rebirth, like cycle of birth and death, cycle of rebirth. Now, beyond Hinduism, I'm not sure the Islam or Jews or the Christianity or the Jainism or other religion, because I was looking how many religions are there. 4,000. More than 4,000 religion is being practiced in today's world, but most dominating religion is now around 12, like Hinduism, Buddhism, Christianity, Jews, Jain, Sikh, Confucianism, I think, and then Baha'i, and four or five others. These are the main. But local, you could imagine, when you go to the Africa, people, they have their own kind of practice. Many of the practices being destroyed by the invader, but like Maya culture in Mexico and Peru, people go to see all these things. They have their own culture, own history, own God. But now Christianity invaded the Europe, invaded all this country, and they converted them to Christianity. It sounds bad, but this is the truth of thing. We destroyed the local culture, we destroyed their history, and introduced the things which they do not belong to at all. Anyway, Tirna Swayang Bhimo Bhavarnavam Janan. But having themselves crossed this dreadful ocean of birth and death, or having themselves liberated, Ahetuna Nanyanapi Tarayanto, and they help others also to cross the same without any motive whatsoever. So these saints, they visit their home, they preach good to others. There is no motive to them. It's just do good to the people. There's no motive that kind of thing. This is a very beautiful. Santa Mahanto Nivasanti Santo Vasantavat Lokohitam Charantaha Tirana Swayam Bhimo Bhavarnavam Janan Ahetunan Anyanapi Tarayantaha. There are good souls, calm and magnanimous, who do good to others as does the spring, and who, having themselves crossed this dreadful ocean of birth and death, help others also to cross the same without any motive whatsoever. It's a very beautiful I think I have to remember this sloka. Many places I will be needing this one. So, for lecturing time, public lecture time, this will be good. Now, I was talking only the saint and monk. No, it have to be good people. Like people like, how I say, from this country, we're living in America for many years now, the brand say few name in this country, who could be like saintly, not monk, I'm not talking the monk. I'm not talking the Pope, right? I'm not talking the Pope. I'm talking the magnanimous people in society.
Right. So, I mean, we recognize them sometimes as political leaders. We'll have some political leaders we put at that level. We'll have people that, like Jonas Salk. My mom used to talk to me about what a wonderful thing that Salk invented the polio, or the vaccines for polio. Mm-hmm. And people that are noted for their contribution, to society at large, not only America, but all worldwide. Mm-hmm. The Nobel Peace Prize was formed for somebody who sought to bring peace.
What is his name, you say?
Alfred Nobel.
Okay, Alfred Nobel. Okay, yeah. And we know his name, yeah.
Some people would argue Abraham Lincoln was a
Abraham Lincoln
statesman.
Yeah, but you see, the Abraham Lincoln is my idol. Before I come to America, I read his life.
Right.
And also, if there is a book, I don't know you heard of this, Uncle Tom's Cabin.
Uncle Tom's Cabin.
It's about the torture, torture and the sufferings of the African people in America, probably. But
Harriet Tubman, to some communities, Harriet Tubman would be an example of somebody who led people to salvation, for freedom from slavery. Mm-hmm. There are lots of examples.
Is the what you call that leader name? Who's Lincoln? No, not the Lincoln. Say mention his name. A popular leader in this country, African. Yeah.
Obama.
Not the Obama.
I'm sorry.
Very popular. I'm just name is not coming. Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King Jr. Yeah. Martin Luther King Jr. Because he is the most popular one.
Right. He's kind of started a movement that continues today. So
continues
today. And he built on. He was educated by the efforts of Gandhi also.
Yes.
Collaborated.
Now the people like Martin Luther King Jr., I'm not bringing the Abraham Lincoln name because what happened? I don't know, just I'm comparing. Say for example, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and the South African leader, Nelson Mandela, if they go around the world just traveling, bringing peace,
Right.
just imagine Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. or the South African Nelson Mandela going around the world. They are not monk, right? They representing like peace, stability, equality, equal rights for the people.
Right.
Because Nelson Mandela mentioned, when the country got the freedom, he said South Africa should be a rainbow country. How the 7 color in the rainbow.
Yeah.
So he, even though he was imprisoned by the white, in South African white, he had no anger, no kind of, he says South Africa, everybody should live togetherly and it should be a rainbow country. But unfortunately, after he gone, that is not there. White people, had to run out of the country. That I know because I go there. And their land, many lands and properties was being looted. And they afraid, they left also, or they sell very cheap still today because they own the land and they're afraid to go to their land now.
Same thing in Zimbabwe also.
Same thing in Zimbabwe, correct.
Uganda.
Yeah. Say Uganda also?
Yeah.
I
All
see.
the Indians were thrown out.
All the Indians was thrown out, and then South Africa, the whites, mostly they live in Johannesburg, in Cape Town, and some of them still live in Durban area, but the number decreasing. But Cape Town, all the tea garden, the wine products, big, beautiful. Cape Town is the second beautiful city of the world. It was number 1 before. Now second beautiful city of the world. If you go out of little bit of Cape Town, you'll see the big wineries and the beautiful they keep. But the African people, that is they are the son of the soil. And you cannot blame them. So they're coming to cities and they're still struggling to, how to...
The history also, the fact is, after claiming all the outsiders' property and throwing them out of the country, the country's economy collapsed overnight.
I fully agree with you. I fully agree with not only the economy,
Not just Indians, even
law and order fell down drastically.
It became non-existent.
It became, because it's now South Africa, if you see the 20 most dangerous countries for law and order, South Africa's name is there. So the law and order fell down drastically. People are afraid. They have the electric fence, dog around, and the gun also they have to keep. So law and order fell down in Kenya, in Uganda, in Tanzania, in Africa, many countries. Law and order went down very much. So coming back to our point, Brian, we're talking of the great soul traveling. Now, if personalities like Nelson Mandela and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. go any country, they will be a perfect figure for ambassador of peace. People will love them. But Abraham Lincoln, he's so popular, his name is worldwide, but I'm not sure, like person like Nelson Mandela or Dr. Martin Luther King, if they go as a peace ambassador around all over, the way people will love them, I'm not sure if President Abraham Lincoln go, then he will get respect, state honor, all those things. But I'm talking the regular people, normal people. What do you think?
Yeah, there are probably examples of people from our culture here that would be capable of traveling the world in that way. They would have that message at that level for the entire world.
Correct, yeah. Correct, yeah. So this, why I'm bringing, they're traveling. Their traveling will inspire people for the unity, peace, and feelings of brotherhood, especially Abraham Lincoln, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., I'm not sure about the President Abraham Lincoln, but he's one of the greatest leader of this country. He's one of the greatest president of this country.
I think he was a visionary as well.
He was a visionary well. He was a visionary well, and his message in the Washington D.C. when we travel, people love to listen his voice also. And he was one of my idol also. I did not know where is America, how to come to America, but I heard of the Abraham Lincoln name. Especially he freed the people from slavery and united the country also. He is a role model in this country. So this sloka we concluded here that Shankaracharya ji mentioned there are people who bring peace to the world, like how spring season, and they themselves liberate, and instead of stopping there, they move forward to liberate others also, and without any motive. Clear? Good. Now the next sloka is big and very little difficult also, but next one. Okay, let me see. Next one. Ayam swabhavaha, just read a little bit with me, you don't need to recite. Ayam swabhavaha swata eva yat parasrama panodo pravanam. So big word.
Yat parasrama panoda
The pravanam mahatmanam Shudham Suresha Swayam Arka Karkasha. And next one is Prabhavi Taptam Avati Chitim Kila. It's a little difficult, I try and try. I'm just reading for you. You don't need to read. Ayam Swabhavaho Swatoeva Yat Parasramapanodo Prabanam Mahatmanam Sudham Suresha Swayamarka Karkasha Prabhavi Taptam Avatik Chitim Kila. That means that show that Adi Shankaracharya's Sanskrit skill. I wish I had all this skill actually. You could imagine that he passed away at the age of 32 only. And he wrote commentary on couple of Upanishad, Bhagavad Gita, established 4 monasteries around India, brought back the glories of Hinduism again, and wrote all these scriptures. I don't know how he managed. So what it say, the meaning of this verse, it is very nature of the good soul, pious soul, or magnanimous one to move on of their own accords towards removing others' trouble. This is clear. So it is the very nature of the good soul, pious soul, to move of their own accord towards removing others' trouble. So the character we are talking in the previous verse, those kind of people, their nature is to move their own accord towards moving the troubles of other. The people we're talking of the previous verse, those kind of people, they don't care for their own interest, they don't care for their own trouble, they don't wait, they just move forward to help the others who are badly needed some kind of help. Or you see that this world called Bhavara Janjal. Bhavara Janjal means people are being tightened, fallen, people are being misguided, people are being misunderstood also. To hold those things the ultimate goal of life. They do not understand that nothing will be going with you. Just a zero. Just a zero. Your body will be little ashes, and if you are lucky, it will be sprayed in the ocean or Himalayan mountain if you are lucky. Otherwise, so nothing going with us. we say that kirtir jasya sajivati. So body will be gone, but your kirti, your name will remain alive, like Nelson Mandela, President Abraham Lincoln, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Mahatma Gandhi, or many others around the, their name is there. Their name will be, say, from now to after 5,000 years. Say from now, from 2025, after 5,000 years, we all will be gone. Our next generation will be gone. Next is on. Many generations will be gone. But Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Abraham Lincoln, the Nelson Mandela, Mahatma Gandhi, this name will remain. I'm not sure the Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Damodar Modi's name will be there or not. The way he's working in India, I'm not talking around the world, but the way he's working in India, his name also will be immortal in Indian history, the way he's working now. Because he's training his background. He don't see I'm talking of I'm not supporter of any political party, but I see him, as an individual, as a servant of his motherland, completely dedicated soul to bring good to India and Indian. Completely good soul to bring good to India and Indian people. And he's being respected all over the world. And it looked like he become an world leader now, the way I see, And his thoughts also so wide open. So I'm talking the Indian history, but I don't know the future. But the future generation will be remembering Nelson Mandela as a peace leader, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., as President Abraham Lincoln, Mahatma Gandhi. Their name will be there. The future generation people would not know, because Dr. Nelson Mandela is our time personality. While we are living, and he also was there.
They'll be there in the history, but only come out when people search for those personalities.
Correct, yeah, correct. They will be reading their life in the books and all these things, So, it is the very, very nature of this kind of people to move of their own accord towards moving others' troubles. So, I was telling that people, yes, like Bill Gates, who is the Amazon founder, Brian?
Jeff Bezos.
Amazon founder.
Amazon, but Jeff Bezos.
Huh?
Jeff Bezos.
Jeff Bezos and the Facebook founder.
Mark Zuckerberg.
All these people, they, brought, kind of what you call a revolution in the modern life. And they themselves are very rich. But what I was telling, that their richness, even the what you call the richest person from South Africa, what is his name? Richest person of the world now. Elon Musk, yeah. He's from South Africa actually. So their richness all will remain in this planet Earth. Nothing. Elon Musk will not take not a single car with him.
No, you already sent one in space. It's floating. Yes.
Elon Musk?
Yes.
He sent one?
Yes.
You sure?
Absolutely.
And
it
it's
was on paper as well.
It is floating.
Yes.
And he's planning to take people like us to take the moon to live there. Why we should leave our planet Earth? It looks so beautiful, If you see the people from the moon, planet Earth looks so beautiful. I know Moti is laughing. There's something fishy.
No, it's true.
Anyway, but what I mean to say,
The body will remain here. Who will sit in the car?
I know the
A robot in the car.
robot in the car. The body would not be there. Yeah. Yes. So it is the very nature of the magnanimous of the good soul to move of their own accord towards moving others' trouble. Here, for instance, there's an instant here. Sudhanshu is the moon. How moon, because of the scorching sun in summertime, the planet Earth become like hot. They cannot stand on the bare feet. It's so difficult to stand. So it is the moonlight bring the coolness to the planet Earth. So here the Sudhangshu Reshu Swayam Orko Karkashaha. Here, for instance, it is the moon who, as everybody knows, voluntarily saves the earth parched by the flaming rays of the sun. Like how moon cooled down the planet earth, similarly the good soul, noble soul, bring peace to the world, to the burning heart, to the crying heart. And that is this main sloka is telling. It's clear?
Yes.
So this verse actually related to previous verse, the one we read. Like how we read the previous verse, so this is related to previous one. Let's go to the verse number 39. It's a big sloka. Brahmananda Rasanubhuti Kolitahi. You don't need to read because it's big. But you could look at the sloka. Brahmananda Rasanubhuti Kolitahi Putahi Sushitai Yutai Jusmadvakkalo Sojjitahi Sruti Sukhoi Bhakyamritoi Sechaya Santaptang Bhavatapo Dabodahana Jwala Virenang Prabho Dhanyaste Bhavodikshana Bhavodiksha Chanagate Patrikritaha Swikritaha is big. I don't know how Shankaracharya wrote all this in the he was really intelligent to write all this Sanskrit, creating, Brahmananda Rasanubhuti Kalitahi Putai Sushitai Yutai Jusmadva Kalasho Sojjitahi Shruti Sukhoi Vakyamritahi Sechaya Santaptang Bhavatapadabodahana Jwala Virenang Prabhu Dhanyaste Bhavodikshanak Chanagati Patrikritaha Sikritaha. That is why these scriptures remain in the temple library. Hardly people read, very few places people read. I don't think anybody read daily this book, So see what this one telling. O Lord is basically a disciple, a person who is seeking spiritual elevation, and a religious student went to the master and he is praying to the guru, basically. Right? How he is praying? O Lord, with thy nectar-like speech, sweetened by the enjoyment of the exiliar-like. Am I correct pronunciation, exiliar? E-X.
It's not a common word. Elixiric.
E-L-I-X-I-R. What is that?
It's not a common word. Elixir would be like a sweet substance, some beautiful substance. Elixir.
Okay. So it's not a common word.
It's not
People don't use now.
No, they don't use that.
Okay. Maybe the writers, the people like who write books, like me, I will be using those words so that you don't understand.
That's the idea.
But we have to go to the dictionary to understand. So what it say, O Lord, is basically telling to Guru, a disciple telling to Guru, that, O Lord, with thy nectar-like speech, basically Guru speaks sweet word. Like, I remember the Swamiji I joined, Swami Urupananda ji. I told you that 1, 2, 3, 4, the number 3 picture. He never knew how to speak loud. He never knew how to be rude. Even the extremely rude word, he will be delivering very sweet way. We learned that, but I, sometimes when when I become rude, I'm rude. Look like there is no forgiveness. Sometimes I, with the devotees handling, difficult devotees to handle, so I become like a knife cut down. Not cut down physically, from life. Avoiding constantly because it's conflicting, so avoid. So it happened, but that Swamiji was, he will be, his voice was so sweet. So that's how he's telling, disciple telling to Guruji, O Lord, with thy nectar-like speech, sweetened by the enjoyment of the exiliar-like bliss of Brahman, pure, cooling to a great degree, issuing in streams from thy lips as from a pitcher, and delightful to the ear, do thou sprinkle me, who am tormented by worldly afflictions, as by the tongue of forest flower. Tongues. What is that?
Tongue?
No, it's not the tongue, probably. Tongues. What is that? Tongue?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Tongue.
Afflictions as by the tongues of a forest fire. Oh, I see.
The flames.
Flames, okay. So basically, this is one sentence. Basically, disciples who is extremely highly, the hungry for spiritual elevation, looking for a good teacher, good Gurudev, and after he reach him, then he is praying to his Gurudev. How he is using the word that Gurudev, with thy nectar-like speech, sweetened by the enjoyment of the exile-like bliss of Brahman. Because seeing that kind of Guru, that itself, like you feel like it's like you see all these Swamiji's picture here. Most of them I saw here. Maybe one, two I did not see. I could remember they used to sit. Brian went to Calcutta. They used to sit at their ashram. Like this Swamiji, we used to call him Baba, Father. And we call Border Swamiji. He used to sit at his ashram. People go automatically. Your head go down. You understand his language or you do not understand language. You do not. It's not a factor. People go and love to bow, and he just, put his hand on your head, and you feel blessed. Swami Vivekanandaji could see their appearance. I remember Swami Vikasanandaji. Oh my God! Last day, was last time I saw him. He came to Delhi with Hazrat Nizamuddin railway station from Ahmedabad. And I remember he put his right hand on my shoulder. I was young still, very young. Means, 31 years I'm in this country. So before that, naturally I was young. So he put his right hand on my shoulder and walking. And he was telling, that we are now old. To carry on the mission of your Gurudev, of your master, you all have to get ready. You have to get ready so that you could be right ambassador for India, for your culture, for your tradition, for your spirituality, for your Gurudev, kind of thing. So all this, when you see them, I could remember how, they used to sit down and how we loved to go them. And that side, first Swamiji was a writer, Swami Nirmalanandaji. He's a good known writer. He had to sit down, I could see he has his pen at his hand and keep writing. And those books we read nowadays. So, O Lord, with thy nectar-like speech, sweetened by the enjoyment of the exile-like bliss of Brahman, pure, cooling to a degree, issuing the streams from thy lips as from a pitcher, and delightful to the ear, do thou sprinkle me, who am tormented by worldly afflictions, as by the tongues of a forest fire. Dhanyaste bhavadikshan akshanagate patri krita shikrita. Blessed are those on whom even a passing glance of thy eyelids, accepting them as thine own. You look, even the Guru looking with the eyes, with the full of love and, kind of affection, thinking of your good only. And he find out what good you have. People say, okay, Brian is bad, Brian has so many bad habits. He's not looking all, he's not listening. But he said, look, Brian has this quality and nobody could do that. So that is how a Guru is. Our Gurudev, Swami Pranabandaji was like that. Even the Swamiji who, he used to make, for example, one Swamiji came late. So he said that, what happened? The devotees are very attached to you. They are not leaving you. Why you came late? So then he says some word and everybody laughing loud. So that is how Guru is. So this verse particularly, a disciple who is hungry for spiritual food, he approached to a right guru, and this is how he is praying. Right? And what time now? Should I finish the
8 o'clock, 10 till 8.
10 to 8?
Yeah.
So let me finish the other one. Other one is very good.
Okay.
That this will be the last sloka today. This one is easy and you will like it. Katham taryang bhavasindhu metad. How to cross this ocean of phenomenal existence? Gurudev, I don't know. Katham taryang bhavasindhu metad kava gotir me katomastu payaho janena kinchit kripaya ma prabhu sangsara dukkho kshatim mato nusya. Let me read again. Katham taryang bhavasindhu metat kava gotir me katomastu payaha janena kinchit kripaya mam prabhu sansara dukkho kshati mato nusya. How to cross this ocean of phenomenal existence? Gurudev, I don't know. Katham taryang bhavasindhu. Bhavasindhu. This world is being compared with a ocean like Pacific Ocean, no end. That Gurudev, I don't know how to cross this ocean, phenomenal existence. Kava gotir me, that what is to be my fate, that also I don't know. Katomastu payaha, which of the means that I should adopt? As to this, I know nothing. In front of Guruji, he is telling that Gurudev, how to cross this ocean of phenomenal existence? What is to be my fate and which of the means should I adopt? As to this, I know nothing. Gurudev, janena kinchit upaya so ma prabhu. That condescends to save me, O Lord, and describe at length how to put to an end to this misery of this relative existence. Sansara dukkho chatim matanusya. This sloka is very simple and very full of prayer to the lotus feet of the Guru. Katham taryang bhavasindhu. Hey Gurudev, how I should cross it bhavasindhu? Bhav means this world is being compared with an ocean. Kava goti. What is my fate? What is my future? That also I don't know. Katomostu payoho. How to cross this ocean? That also I don't know. Janena kinchit kripayavo ma prabhu. That of all this means I adapt. As to this I know nothing. Sangsara dukkho kshatim matanusvaha. Condescends to save me, O Lord, and describe at length how to put an end to the misery of this relative existence. Please tell me. So this is basically the disciple reach at the feet of the Guru, and he is expressing his prayer to his master. I think this is enough today.
Okay.
Do you have any questions, any side? Is it a little difficult? Basically, it's prayer from a disciple to his Gurudev. First, we have to find out a Gurudev, and after we reach him, then he's expressing his prayer. I mean, the student is already ready. Student did the tapasya, student purified himself, who did the control of his 5 senses, all this he did. Now he is ready for the higher lesson of the spiritual life, basically. Clear?
Yeah.
So can I conclude here today? Om asatama sadgamaya tamasama jatirgamaya mrityurmamamritam gamaya avirabir maedhi avirabir maedhi avirabir maedhi. Om shantihi shantihi shantihi. Hari Om. Thank you for coming and joining with me, and thank also those who are directly watching me at Facebook. You are also most welcome. Jai Shri Gurudev.